let them say whatever. You don't listen to that
Okay,
crap.
we're live.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to know the other part of that, why she said what she said. Hey, everybody.
Yes.
So I told Megan I wanted her to be in charge today because this is something we both really care about.
Right.
But I want Megan to have a live for herself too. So I was like, Meg, you're doing this one today. You're gonna be the main talker and I'll be the backup. So we're reversing roles today.
Right. And I was just kind of saying she didn't have to do that, that she knows I don't mind, you know, being on the kind of the other side. So, because we just kind of flow good together no matter what we do. So it's no big
Yeah.
deal.
But I wanted you to, I don't want people to think that I don't care about Megan and what she has to say and what's important to Meg. So, and this is something that's close to both of our hearts. But we
Right.
both, but I thought, well, normally I'm the one that will go and look up a lot of research. Don't get me wrong, Megan does too. Um, but usually I'm the one that kind of controls it, and I want her to feel like she has a say
Oh, and
too.
that's
So,
sweet of you. I mean, and but and you didn't have to, but because we work good together. But it's really
I
nice,
know,
and I'm
but I
just
still
glad
felt
that
like I needed to.
we're going to talk about this today because addiction is something that is, just on my heart, and it means a lot to talk about. And I just think that there needs to be a lot more help out there. So anytime that we can have a discussion about addiction, I think it's great. And
Yeah.
it's something that Britt and I have talked about a lot, especially I think all of us um, know the DARE program and remember it from
Oh yeah.
school. And Britt and I both agreed that we think that the DARE program is not enough in schools. It's very sugar coated and it does not really explain
Yeah.
to kids because it's kind of centered around, I was brought into it around fifth grade, I think. And I think at that age, especially nowadays, that kids need to see the reality of what drugs do to you, what addiction does to
Yeah.
you. They need to revamp the whole thing and throw out the bubble
Just
gum,
chat.
sugar coat stuff. I can understand maybe for younger kids, maybe keeping that. Um, I get it, but when you're going into like middle school and stuff, they're old enough to start talking more about the nitty gritty and the real, you know, consequences that can happen when you decide to try something, or just what addiction does to you. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of something we've been talking about for a little while and
Yeah,
wanting
definitely.
to bring up on here about.
Oh, hold on.
So,
I want to say hi to people. Hey,
yes.
Brandy. Hey, Cry. Stay on DD. Hey, Nikki May. Yeah, that's
Hey,
all I need to
y'all.
do.
Glad y'all are here.
I was trying not to interrupt you at the same
Oh, no,
time.
you're fine. No, that you can say anything whenever you want. But I don't know. I wish they would like, maybe they could even keep the DARE program, but like I said, they just need to revamp it. And when they meet with the fifth grade age or the sixth grade age, instead of what they're doing now, which totally is not working, if you ask me,
Yeah.
they can, you know, go over the drugs and this is what this does to you. And I
Right.
think maybe watching episodes of Intervention is a great idea because that
Sure.
really
Well, I think
shows you
that show does show you the, like, you know,
what
I ain't
happens.
kicking you out. You guys are fine.
Right. Intervention really does show you exactly what happens. You get to kind of see, they even do the backstory of how things started
And
with,
most of them, when they go in and they don't stay.
um,
Right. I know that the DARE program was never meant
it's never
to
meant to
prevent.
prevent, but it doesn't help explain to kids about just say no. and all of that. Because what kids and teenagers, when you tell them just say no, I mean, come on. They're curious, rebellious at that age. What is that going to make you?
Oh, for
Oh, I
sure.
think I'm going to try it. Or, oh, nothing bad will happen to me. They think they're
Because for
invincible when they're
right,
young.
because when I was little, um, I would be like, do the opposite of what somebody told me. I've always been like that. If you tell me no, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Right, exactly. I just think that things have changed so much since it first came out that it needs to be revamped. And um, there's more and more young people in high school and even as young as middle school that are hooked on drugs. You know, it's
Yeah, and
prescription
it's really
abuse
sad
is what's
because
number one.
parents
But
don't think
yeah,
about like they don't realize like kids know kids nowadays all they have to do is Google a drug and then
right.
go look in their parents' closet for that, in their cabinet for that drug.
Yeah,
So if parents are being responsible with their drugs and locking them up and putting them in a lockbox where they should be, then your kids are going to have issues. Plus, my kids have a higher likelihood of being addicted because I'm an addict, recovering addict. But
exactly.
addiction runs very hard in my family. I think out of all of my mom's kids, most of us have an addiction of some sort in some way.
Right.
And I watched this thing, it was on the Weird History channel of how the DARE program failed, and I was gonna show it, but then my laptop's not charged, so we're just not gonna show it today. Sorry, guys. But go check it out. I'll try and get a link in the box, and we'll get it
Right.
figured
And
out.
even if Dare was never to do anything of substance, something needs to be taught in schools to kids to
Right.
explain what drugs are, what they can do to you, and they need to be shown the harsh reality of what addiction does. Because a lot of people who have never dealt with addiction or even been around anybody that has gone through it in their family have no idea, and they think that can never happen to me. I grew up, I went to a private school. I went all through school thinking in my mind that nothing like that would ever happen to me. I had that
Right.
mindset.
I think I was the
And
same way too. Being
yes,
raised
and I
Mormon,
have
you kind of think, oh
exactly.
no, the Lord will be with me, and I'll make sure I don't do that. So
Yeah. So something needs to be done. And, um, even if it takes parents, which I think all parents should sit their kids down and explain drugs and really
but I
tell them the
also
nitty
think
gritty.
that on the flip side of it all is just to get your kid into a recovery center or, anything like that, a rehab, it's expensive, like
Yes, it
super
is.
expensive.
It's very expensive. It's harder to get a young person, and by young person I mean under 18, treatment for drugs than it is an adult. And it's not easy to get an adult into treatment unless you have a lot of money. So,
I don't think we
um,
wish that DARE will do anything because we know the DARE program failed. We wish
right.
that it really is, I think, how to start at home. And if you can't start at home, then even teachers need to be a little more aware of what
Oh
they
yeah.
can and can't
It doesn't
do.
have to be dare. I'm just saying there needs to
Yeah,
be something
some
that
program.
where they could talk to kids at school and
Yeah.
things like that, because what's happening now, it's getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, look at the opiate epidemic. It's touching,
Oh,
going all the way
yeah.
down to kids as young as 12 years old.
It's
Something needs to be
scary.
done. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it's going to prevent it or stop it altogether, because I know that that's not going to happen, but I think people need to talk about it more and explain to young
Yeah.
people about it.
Yeah. Sorry if you didn't understand that, Christ. We're talking about that we don't think the DARE program worked and that they need to do something different. That's where we were coming from. Like, as kids of DARE graduates, and then showing pills, oh, these pills can look like candy and you shouldn't take them. Well, lots of kids like candy, so why wouldn't I want to take something that looks like candy?
Yeah,
Like that kind of
I
thing. I
right,
just
because
don't think that that was good.
no, I remember like um sitting in the gym and one adult standing up and kind of talking to us about just say no, and them saying, if a scrungy looking person comes up to you and offers you to try this new candy, you just say no. But that's not how it always is.
Right. It's
And
not
there's that
realistic.
stigma that is not realistic that's put on, drug dealers, addiction, all that. Doesn't always have to be that way. It can start with prescriptions. It can come
Start
from
with
a nice looking other kid could give it to you.
Well,
There's so many things.
think about it like this too. Weed. I mean, a lot of people smoke weed. I'm fine with that. A lot of people get
Right.
it from a dispensary, but not always do kids. They can't go and get it like in the state of Oregon. You have to be 21 to smoke weed. So
Yeah.
then your kids are getting who knows what, gummy bears. Like I had this happen in my own house where my 17, 18-year-old son, he doesn't live with us anymore. He had gummy bears in his bedroom. And I knew what they were. And I was pissed that he had them in my house and I took them from him.
Right. Hey, Lindsay. I'm sorry. I should have stopped to say hi.
Yeah,
And,
sorry. Hey, Lindsay.
Anyway, yeah. Exactly. And I don't want to, because I know there's a lot of people passionate about smoking and marijuana and things like that.
Cool.
But
NPA, I didn't know that was kids can get medical weed for it. That's cool. I think that as long as you're being careful with weed, I don't have a problem with weed. I've smoked
me
weed.
either.
I think that if that helps you with your anxiety or whatnot, it's true. I liked what Nikki May said. I know that people went to school with the purposely only went to get the free T-shirt so that they could wear it while doing drugs because they viewed it as a joke. Exactly.
Exactly.
We all joked while we're smoking weed. Haha, just say no. That kind of thing. But I didn't. Yeah, the whole consent thing I think is really cool because kids do need something. Like people that have epilepsy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that there's cases that like people who are trying to overcome other addictions, like opiate addictions, sometimes will smoke weed to help them stay off of other things. I know it can help so many different things. So,
always.
I'm all for that. But I think that, when you take a kid who's never done anything, you have to include it in the, don't try this and this and this. And just because it could be a gateway drug for some people who have the addictive personality. So it has to kind of be included in that talk when you sit down to have the drug talk with your child.
Well, and I know a lot of
Same with
people
alcohol.
that have been they've been addicted to drugs. So then once they just turn their addiction into something else where they get addicted to alcohol. I know plenty of people that have done that where it's like they go from one addiction to the other. And I think that it's scary that your family or friends become addicted to alcohol because alcohol is can be addicting.
Yeah, and I think that kids need to understand, and it's going to take parents and other adults to tell the kids that they might try something one time, but they don't realize that some of these hardcore drugs out there, it only takes one time.
Yeah.
And then you're hooked.
Yeah.
Or they want to try it one time and they think I'll never go back, but they get something that is laced with something in it that will kill them the first time they try it. All of that has to be explained.
Yeah, exactly.
To kids out there. They need to be scared
we need to start
understand
with them
right where addiction can take you, what can happen when you try something at a party that you don't have any idea what's in it.
Right, because people do things with fentanyl is one of the scariest things out there.
Right, watching intervention.
I've been in I've had to take fentanyl one time and they gave it to me in the hospital. And I remember like them giving it to me, and my anxiety was so bad with it. I put it on the list
Right.
of things that don't give me, like, don't give me fentanyl, because I know it like messes with me too much.
Right. Exactly.
And they're like, you're allergic to it. I'm like, not technically, but my anxiety gets so bad when I have tried it that I don't want it, you know?
Yes.
And
Oh
sometimes you
yeah,
don't have you don't perfectly become addicted. Like me, mine was because I had like 5 surgeries, 4 of them, and within like I don't know, probably 5 years span. And so I became addicted to pain medication because of that. You know, my body became addicted. Not me necessarily addicted, but my body, if that makes sense.
right. Oh yeah, there. I can imagine Lindsay. She said you have no idea how many of her Philly friends are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Too many,
Yeah, it's so
and
scary.
more and more people are dying. All, especially young people, from addiction. And the numbers I've been kind of reading all morning and reading different stats, and it's really sad and really scary how bad it's gotten out there. Um, so that's kind of why we were kind of wanting to bring this up. I don't really know what the answer really is, but it
Yeah.
definitely can start at home with talking to your kids.
Well, I
And
think it's cool. Christ Conflict knows a lot, so he's giving us a lot of
oh
information.
yeah, I
Like
love
back in
that.
the 1930s, the government created a
Yes,
mass hysteria, reefer madness, which
yeah,
um,
didn't
the
happen
equivalent
again
hysteria was
until
not until the crack. Yeah,
right. Yes, we are still in an opiate epidemic.
yeah.
Absolutely, it's
And I
still
feel bad. Okay, so I will say this because there are people like me that have had, many surgeries that needed the pain medication, and it's really tough to get the pain medication. For instance, when I was in the hospital just recently, they weren't giving me anything. And I was like, my lungs were hurting so bad. And like the doctors acted like I was like trying to like beg for it. Like a drug, like I was a drug addict,
right.
which I'm not. But I
No,
needed something to help with my throat and with my chest.
yeah,
And I was like crying in pain. And finally a doctor was like, okay, well, we'll give you a couple. And I was like, that's fine. I don't need like 60. I need like 4, like just to get me through a couple of days. And thankfully I did really good with them. I took them they gave me 6 of them. I took them exactly how they were prescribed. And I did really good. And I feel like while I'll always be an addict, it did I did need those at the time. And I will only ever take pain medication when I need it,
yeah,
if that makes sense. Because you do
right.
sometimes have to take it whether you want to or not.
Exactly. And with my battle with opiates, it's been long, and which we are going to share my story very soon. So I'm not going to get into a lot of details with me bringing it up, but like I know for me, I can't take pain medicine because if I get them,
Right.
it just comes back, and then I'm going to be off to the races again.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, but that's just me. Everybody's different. You
Right. And for
know.
me it was like that wasn't where I was at. Like
Right.
I think I've been so far out of like my addiction that I actually can take things and not be like, okay, I need more. It's like if I have them, great. If I don't, I don't. You know. Whereas like some people like with in Megan's stance, she doesn't need them, but if she had them, she would use them.
Yeah. And there was also, whenever OxyContin was first marketed, there was a lot of lying going on with that. They said
That's
since it was
crazy.
time released, you couldn't get addicted to it, but it was a lot of lies being covered up. And then you had all these people addicted. Then they cracked down on how many pain pills could be written. They shut down all these pill mill doctors. All that stuff started happening. So then what
Right.
happened? The heroin went crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because heroin is basically, isn't it? I know heroin's opioid base, right?
And, 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 and,
Oh, I think I might be roboting. Or you're roboting. I'm not sure. It's probably me. I'll be right back. It might be me. Sorry. I think it might be annoying. Oh, maybe not me. Okay, it's Meg. All right. I was like, crap, is it me? So I went out and came back in. And thank you, Christoph, and always. We definitely try to be as open and honest on this channel about our addictions as we can. Huh, I did not know that, Christ Conflict. I don't think I ever really considered where heroin came from. I mean, I always thought heroin came from like South America. So that's interesting. Did not know that. So the blues singer Billie Holiday was arrested on her deathbed because she was guilty of using heroin, not cocaine. You said back then it wasn't even considered an addiction. That's really crazy. Huh. That's interesting. The DA was created as a front to conceal the infusion of drugs into the black community. Okay, so Mexico supplied. I figured that they did do some. Letting me add Megan. Meg, if you can hear me, come back. That's interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, I think that for us, like, I remember the DARE program, but I don't remember a lot about it. It wasn't really something that like stuck with me in my brain. Yeah, I can see where the drug spread so rapidly. I mean, if you've ever watched me either, I wouldn't even know what it looks like either. Always.
Okay, I don't
There
know
we
what
go.
happened.
I don't either. It was really weird. Like I thought it was me,
I guess it was me.
because I couldn't hear
Yeah.
you.
Sorry
It was
about that.
no, please. If we didn't have something like this happen, then it wouldn't be us.
Yeah, that's true. Um anyway,
Christ
we're having
conflict.
horrible weather here too, so there's no telling what my
Oh,
internet's
that could have
doing.
been.
Yeah.
Christ conflict. People used to have their license plates. We used to shoot at them.
Oh, I
That's
remember like the
that's
stickers on
yes,
everybody's cars and stuff like
yes.
that.
Dare to do drugs. There was a song, wasn't there, that went with that?
Or like a just say no chant or
Yeah,
something. I
yeah. There was
remember.
something,
Yeah.
and I keep thinking like the song is my head, but I can't think of it.
Right. I mean, I know I live in Baton Rouge, which is, a pretty big city in Louisiana. And I know the heroin problem here is so bad that it's literally all over the entire city,
Well,
even in the
me
better
and
parts.
yeah. Me and you have been watching. We watch Intervention, and they're doing Las Vegas right now. Who knew Las Vegas was so bad?
Right. It's even it's they explained it. I watched I think it was on Netflix, a pretty good documentary about the opiate epidemic and how, kind of started with the whole crackdown on OxyContin and everything, and about how the Mexican drug cartels pushed the heroin in on purpose to the like suburbs and places
Yeah,
like that, and to schools,
well,
and
it makes
it's really
sense.
sad. Yeah.
It's sad, but it
And
makes sense.
right, because they saw an opportunity.
I could never shoot up heroin because one, I mean, if you all have seen my vein like pictures,
Yeah.
my veins
Well,
are so bad that I couldn't. I'd have to smoke it on
a
tinfoil,
lot of people
which I
say
wouldn't.
they'll. Yeah, a lot of people say they would never, and then they do. That's where addiction takes you.
So So meth is really bad in my area.
Oh yeah,
Like
it's
in
bad too.
Oregon. It's
Right.
so bad here. And that's like most of like our homeless population is has some sort of addiction.
Go Tigers. That's right. I know. That's our sorry,
But
our
I knew that like if I
college
ever
team.
tried any other drugs, I would be addicted instantly. So I never did.
Yeah. Right.
I do think so. I do think that the DARE program works for small children. Like,
yes,
I think that
it's
the
good
DARE
for
program needs to be like second,
revamped.
third grade. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
it's a
younger.
good way to maybe introduce. And I know a lot of schools, that was in the comments at the very beginning about how the Red Ribbon Week that elementary schools do, which is to raise awareness, you know,
Yeah.
for addiction and stuff. And I think that's
Christ is
great for the
playing with
younger
you today.
kids. Um, has
He
been
said roll
smokable
tide.
since at least the 80s. It's smokable, injectable, all kind of things that's terrible for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, we're gonna have a big
Guys,
opiate
I
discussion.
do think I agree with you on that one thing that helps is a good core religion. And I think that with me
Yeah,
helps because being raised such a strict Mormon and being such a strict religion, I think that it did help me, like, as I got to be an adult, to not do those drugs because I knew they could really. And I had a brother that was very addicted to meth. It was like a drug dealer. And I'll just say this, I'm not saying like where he was at or anything, but he rolled on a really high up drug dealer in the area he lived in, and he
yeah,
was either going to go to jail or he had to join the military, and he joined the military and got better. So that's what I'm saying. Like drugs have hit my family very hard, and I've always thought that I always knew like I couldn't go down that route. My brother did do that route, and I just don't. I'm just too scared. I'm just scared of the consequences. Like I was already scared when I took pain medication in general, and then to do more. Um,
yeah.
oh yeah, you knew people in Oregon. That's funny.
Um,
Pacific Rim.
right. And see, I
That's a
thought
little
I was too
scary.
scared, but when we do my story, you will see that all of that
Did
went
you
out the
ever do
window.
anything worse than pain pills?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we've never really
We'll get
talked
no,
about it,
we've
but we
never
will
really
do.
talked about it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will. I will definitely, when we do my story, I will definitely put that all out there. Because I'm hoping by me telling my story that it can help somebody, maybe.
Right.
Or
Yeah, we don't know
or
who's listening
you never
or
know
yeah.
exactly. So it is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but it is hard to do. But I want to do it.
I do think that too though. Yeah, unfortunately in her area strict religion has done the opposite for our drug issues. I can see that too where they're like,
Oh yeah,
been
that
it's
happened here
shoved down
too.
their throat and so then they're
Right.
like, well screw that, I'm not gonna do what everybody else is telling me to do. I do
Um,
think there's healthy addictions. Yes, I do. I think because like I love to read and I'm addicted to reading and it's good.
yeah,
I
that
think
could
that's
be
healthy.
right.
I think it's healthy that there are healthy addictions that you can have. Hey Patty, good to see you.
And when I was reading about,
You can always jump in and say hi to us. We love you here.
oh, definitely. Hey, Patty. When I was reading about addiction with kids and teenagers today, um, it said the number one drug that is abused by teenagers today is Adderall. And I think that's
Right.
because, you have so many kids today that are being prescribed that drug. And even if they don't need it for, like, a real diagnosis of ADHD or whatever, and they end up abusing it or maybe selling some to somebody else or giving some
Yeah.
to someone else at
Or they're
school. And
letting their friends try. I think that happened with one of my sisters. Not naming any names because I don't like to do that. And today, you guys, I'm gonna be an auntie again. My sister
That's
hasn't gotten any
right.
updates yet, but she is
Congratulations.
in labor, and I will let you guys know
Awesome.
when I find out for sure
Oh yeah,
what's going
Christoph fan
on.
always. Xanax is another big one that is abused today by all ages, and it's the one that if you mix with uh, opiates, and you can definitely die because of slowing down your respiratory system so much, and it's scary.
Yeah, I mean, so one of my sisters tried it, and she had a really bad issue with Adderall. So and Xanax, Xanax. Can't forget about. Sorry, I'm laughing about the Xanax because I was told that I was gonna get drugged with Xanax if I ever went on a road trip with Megan and Lindsay.
Yes, we, we do tell you that, don't we?
Oh, I didn't tell her yet about my weekend.
um, let's see.
Do you want
Shoot,
to
I
still
was gonna
talk about
say,
more about this?
yeah, I'll go a little
Okay.
bit more, but I mean, if you need to talk about something else, it's
Oh,
it's
no,
up
no,
to
no. I
you.
just,
Um,
usually we try to do like the first half an hour of just talking about one
yeah,
subject,
and
and
then we
then
can
if
just
you want to move on.
talk about whatever. Yeah. Um, I was gonna say something on the we went on the Xanax, and I might have just lost my train of thought, but um, let me
It's
see.
okay.
It happens. Oh, the other thing I think kids need to they need to talk to kids about is if they're going through something, or if they're in pain, depression,
Yeah.
anything that they're feeling like that, that it's okay to go to somebody and open up and talk about it. Because I was reading a lot of it, obviously, even with adults, starts with maybe some trauma that they've been through, or something that they're going through with mental health, and they don't feel like they can go to
Yeah.
anybody and talk about it, so they go and mask it by doing a drug of some sort. So
Right. See, my
if
son, my oldest, I don't talk about him a lot. He, wouldn't get on anything for his anxiety and
correspondingly,
stuff. I
yeah.
know. He likes to give you a hard time, Meg.
Uh-huh, I see. And he's up there
You
putting
notice he
Roll
hasn't given me.
Tide.
You notice he
I
hasn't
saw
given
that.
me any. You notice he hasn't given me any. He must love me. You're just,
Yeah, I
whatever.
had
No,
to
just
I had
joking.
to I had to make sure to tell him I saw that Roll Tide up there. I was just ignoring it.
I know he can mess with me too, though. So
Oh yeah,
maybe he
but
just doesn't know Oregon that well.
I think
I know
that's
you can.
really important. That kids need to
Yeah.
feel
Well,
like they
like
can
so
go to
so
somebody.
then my daughter came to me and said that she feels like she has either social anxiety or anxiety, and I'm like, okay, well then I need to get her to the doctor, get her to counseling. I still am working on that.
Right, exactly.
I don't even know who that is, just so you know, guys. My son might know who it is, but not me.
Not into all the sports stuff, huh?
I mean I know some of the
Some,
people.
yeah. I don't even know all of it, so
If you ask me like some of the Ducks players I might know.
right.
Otherwise, probably nothing else. I do know. I do have football signed by one of the. Oh, okay. Wait, was he a Oregon like a Ducks, or was he a Beaver? Because if it's Beaver, I would not even know. Oh, you can't. Nope, you cannot make fun of Mariota. He is my boy. No, nope, no, he is not a bum. Just walk yourself right out of here. Um, no, so when my sister-in-law, her first year of college, when she went to Oregon Ducks, she was a cheerleader for the cheerleading squad for the Oregon Ducks, and
Yeah,
she got.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
No, I know we were
All
talking
I
about
was
the.
gonna say is that she met all like a bunch of the players and stuff.
Oh,
You're
cool.
fine, Gina. It's no big deal.
Oh, yeah. No, you're
I
fine.
know. Don't say anything. I don't want to talk about it. Good
Well,
guy
and
though.
we also if we one of the like the National Institute for the drug site, they have stuff for lots of informational
Right. Yes.
things for teenagers to adults to a number you can call to get help. They have the signs if you're concerned, like whether a teenager is possibly using. It has all the signs and
That was a great graph. Do you want me
symptoms
to
on
read it
there.
for you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so teen drug abuse statistics. 1 in 5 teens have abused prescription medicine, according to the Centers for Disease Control. 21%, approximately 21% of high school seniors have reported using marijuana in the past month. That's according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse. 1 in 3 parents believe there is little they can do to prevent teen drug use, despite evidence that shows parental involvement is the strongest factor in prevention, which is, maybe as parents, we need to be a little more open.
Right.
Oh, no, I do not miss Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly can go suck a dick for all I care.
Oh God, Britt. Oh goodness.
As I finish that, and then I say that, I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you for putting that those numbers and
Yes,
websites,
yes.
Nikki May. Appreciate it.
Yes, Nikki May, you're awesome. You're
Yes, she is.
amazing.
She
I feel like I
is.
need to make somebody else a mod in here because Nikki's the only one. Like,
Christ conflict. Oh, you're welcome. He said thank you for Shaquille O'Neal, Warwick Dunn, jazz music, Louis Armstrong, and the Superdome.
what the heck? Why the Superdome? That's bad. That's bad. No.
Well, it's the Superdome. It's kind of just it was a
That
it's no I know
bad memories from
bad
Katrina.
memories from Katrina, exactly. But it does look. I don't think they'll
Hey,
ever
what
make that
about
mistake again.
Drew Brees? Thank you for Drew Brees.
Oh yeah, Drew Brees. We got to thank Drew
we love
Brees.
Drew Brees.
Absolutely.
We love him.
And I love how he's going to
Oregon
stay
doesn't
in New
have
Orleans.
we don't have like a professional football team, so we have basketball.
Yeah,
So
Drew
you're
Brees
welcome.
is what saved everything after Katrina, because when the Saints
like
finally won a Super Bowl, that was like what we needed to turn everything around in Louisiana
But
after
I do
Katrina.
think that their parents need to just, if they feel like their child is using drugs, then they need to look into it, research it, and you can help your child just by talking to them,
Right.
and asking them if they need help.
Yeah, because I was scared to talk to my parents about stuff. They didn't really talk to me about anything. And I don't, I don't want my kids to be that way. So I'm a lot more open. And since I have been through, addiction, I try to talk to them as much as I can to make them feel like they can come to me and I would not get angry with them no matter what they tell me or want to ask me.
Dina, the main topic is just basically us kind of going over how we feel the DARE program was in our lives and how, I don't know. I mean, right? Isn't that kind of just
we were talking about the
DARE program?
Yeah, we weren't necessarily bashing it. We were talking about what we remembered from it when we were young, and also like I kind of touched on how I wish that they would have it doesn't necessarily have to be the DARE program, but even maybe something more to talk to that 5th grade, 6th grade age group
Or
about
younger even.
addiction, or even younger, and really show the reality of addiction instead of
Right.
it being real sugar coated and bubblegummy and here's your sticker and kind of thing.
Yeah, here's your t-shirt. You went through the DARE program.
Like a field trips to I know this is going to sound harsh, but it's been proven that it really works for some teenagers, like a field trip to the morgue to see what happens when you take to prison.
I'm sorry, prison. Yeah.
Yes.
What is that show they used to have about the kids? Remember on
Oh yeah.
And they would take bad kids and
take
them to prison.
Right.
Man, I think that's a great idea. If your kid's showing some issues, they should have like a program set up where you can take your kids and it scares them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with scaring your kid just a little bit.
Exactly. I mean, or sit them down like we've said over and over again today. Watch Intervention. Pick out an episode to watch together with your child. You know, as long as they're old enough to understand it, the show.
Yeah.
I think fifth and sixth
Scared
grade
Straight.
age is fine to
Thank
watch it.
you
Yeah,
guys.
Scared Straight. That's right. That is a really good show.
It is a good show.
And you know, a lot of jails and prisons have programs, if you call them up, that will have somebody meet with the kids and talk to them, show them around a little bit, and say, look, this is what can happen to you if you know, make these choices, and these could be
And I
some of the
think,
consequences.
have you noticed that some kids, like in my experience, your kids, when you have an addiction, will see it, and some of your kids will be old enough to see it and know that they will never do drugs, and then others seem to turn to drugs like you did. Have you noticed that?
Right. Yes, I have.
It's crazy how biological things work.
Yes.
Why so anti-dare? Conflict? Sorry, that was Christoph Danowitz. Not me, I didn't ask. I don't care if you're anti-dare or not.
Yeah, see, like my oldest probably remembers the most from my
Right.
struggles, and she is
But her
like,
dad is also
yes,
an
her
addict,
dad
right?
too. So she's, well, yeah, and really my son too. They've but I would say her the most.
Hey,
She's seen
Lisa.
so much. Her dad battles with alcoholism, and so she stays away from everything, and that's,
Christoph
she's like, I don't
Danowitz.
want.
I'm curious too. I want to know why he's anti-dare.
Yeah, it's fine. Hi, Lisa. Hey, it's just chat. Yeah, I think they really help too, Dina. I still watch Intervention, and it really
Me
does
too. I
still
love
help.
Intervention. It
It's
reminds me why it makes me thankful that I never got farther into my addiction.
Right, and it kind of reminds me
okay,
of like,
no problem.
It reminds me of kind of like where I was and how far I've come and where I don't want to go back to.
Right,
and that's
exactly
why I love it. You know.
I think that it should be something that teenage, like starting with 7th, 8th grade kids should have to watch. And that's my opinion. It shows the nitty gritty. Like it showed in some of the newer episodes, it showed this whole like underworld of Las Vegas and how there's camps underground. Did you watch that episode? The lady that lived like in a tent. And it was like,
I did see that.
Yeah, and it was like she lived in a tent city and did her drugs, and and she got her money from either begging or doing, sexual favors.
Right. To show you
Meg,
that addiction can take you to places you would never think.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
When she was like,
Okay.
you just rolled brother for a second. But
oh, sorry.
She was a beautiful lady too, and she just had a lot of issues. I just watched. Did you watch the newest episode? Well, not the newest episode, but the guy that was an alcoholic, and he was such an alcoholic that it was like they had to call the ambulance for him because he was so drunk. Yeah.
Oh wow! No, I have a couple I need to watch still on my DVR.
I understand, Christoph Danowitz. It's hard. It's a hard show to watch, but it's a show I think for me. And I don't know. It's a show that I like to watch. That
I do too.
Remind me why I don't. It reminds me that I need to not ever do that.
Yeah, and I didn't start watching it right away. Like when I first got into recovery, it took me a minute to really watch it because it was more triggering for me.
Yeah,
or like I would have to.
Be.
If it was about opiates, I couldn't watch it. I would kind of look to see what the episode was going to be about. I know that might sound crazy, but if you've been through it, you would definitely understand.
I get it.
So
it does trigger you. It does remind you, like, oh, hey, I really, it triggers me sometimes. Like, oh, I wish I had drugs. But then it's like, then I remind myself, no, this is why you don't do drugs. So I think it's one of those, like, it can be triggering enough. I do think that, so, like, for me, like, I don't do it because it gives me anxiety. One of the main reasons, you know, and I
Yeah.
just feel like it works for me. So that's why I don't use it. I don't use anything
Right.
because I don't think it. Well, I do use kratom, and that helps a lot for pain. And if you find the right dosage and stuff, I think it's great. It helped me get off drugs. It helped me like withdraw from the medications that I was taking. It definitely helped me. So I think that if you know, I'm not saying go do it because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it helped me. And if you research it and stuff and it works for you, great. If it doesn't,
Exactly. I'm
sorry, I'm
all
outside,
about
so you
what
get loud
works for
stuff.
you. And I think that medication assisted treatment does help a lot of people. I know that it's still very controversial
Yeah,
um,
for sure.
about that, but it helped me also. I did medication for a very long time to help with my
Well, you
opiate
got to
problem,
do what
which
yeah, you got to do what helps you.
right, which we
They
will
wanted to
talk
put me
about.
on Suboxone, but I
Yeah,
didn't want to do all the classes. Like they wanted me to do meetings every week. That was what
right.
the doctor's office on it, and I
Yeah,
was like, I just don't feel like I need that. Like I didn't
yeah,
think my addiction was that bad. And
yeah.
looking
I
back, I
understand.
probably could have used the meetings, but I was able to do it myself just by, and I do think that treatment helps. I'm not saying it doesn't. I just, for me, didn't do it because I feel like I felt guilty and I didn't feel like I wanted to like be more aware of the stuff that I did. If that makes sense. I didn't want it on my conscience. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand. And
Oh yeah,
with
Christoph families, I get it. When it becomes that real to your family in your family life, then you're like, I can't watch this anymore. It's too true.
oh yeah, I mean it definitely affects the whole family when you have one
Yes,
person that's going through it. It's because that's why they call it a family disease because it really
yeah,
is.
because your family becomes enablers, and when do you cut off that person in your life? For me, I had to
Right.
cut off my brother because I knew that I couldn't handle his addiction anymore.
Yeah. And
And I feel bad for it, but I did what I felt was right at the time.
exactly, you had to. And with me, my sister and brother completely cut me off at one point because of how bad I got, which
And you're
I know
having to build
everybody.
that bridge back now.
Yeah, and we're trying to still to this day patch things up, and we're getting
Yeah,
there. It's going to be a slow process for sure because they have
right.
to. It's going to take time for them to fully trust me again.
Yeah.
Which everybody might be thinking, "Oh my God, Megan, what did you do?" Well, we will definitely get into all that when Britt and I are going to pick a day very soon, so y'all can
Yeah.
hear my
Yeah, because
story.
Meg's been through a lot, and I think that her story is important.
Yes, and like my mom was more of one that was like that enabled me the
Enabler.
most. Yes, so
Right.
it got kind of very unhealthy for a
My
while,
mom,
and
my mom was enabled my brother to a point, you know,
right.
and I don't even think she realized she did it.
Yeah, I think that was the same with my mom until everybody was trying to tell her, and I don't even think she really wanted to see or hear it at first. And I get that with being a mom, I really do. You love your child and you think you're doing the right thing for them. Um, but like the guy on intervention always says, you're loving your child to death.
To
And
death,
that's
yeah.
basically what you're doing when you're enabling. So, but I also understand, and even my dad, he would say, I'm not going to give up on her. He just didn't want to hear it, but
Hey,
one,
sometimes you have to do that across you have to cut your family off. If it's really
yeah,
bad for you, then yeah, you do.
right, exactly. Um, it's okay to if you need to do that for your own health
Yeah.
to cut
No,
somebody
you have
off,
to do it. Yeah. Yeah, you
I
have to do
don't,
what's best for you.
I don't, I was mad. Like I was so angry with my sister and brother when they first wanted nothing to do with me. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to get it. I didn't want to
You
understand it. But I was still in
understand,
my
yeah.
very selfish addict thinking at the time.
Yeah.
But I totally get it now, and I respect that they
Yeah.
needed to take a step back. They
Yeah.
still love me, but they had to do that for themselves.
Right. So we went to the coast this weekend. I figure I'll tell a little bit
Yeah,
about how my weekend went.
please
And it was
do.
so fun. We went to my aunt and uncle's house. And it's like I love that I get to have one-on-one time with just my aunt and uncle, because when I'm around my family, it's usually in big groups, and we have a big family. I mean, there's 6 kids on my mom's side of the family, 36 grandkids, and over 100 great grandkids. So it's a lot of people. So it was so fun to just be able to have that one-on-one time with him and my aunt, and since my mom's youngest brother. And then we went to the coast, which is where they live, and we went to my old like high school stomping grounds and
Oh,
and had
nice.
ice cream, and we got, if you like cheese, we got cheese curds, and they were like fresh. They were so yummy.
Ooh, yeah.
And then we got this, like, the ice cream was, I got it with huckleberry cheesecake. So good, but like they gave you so much that it was like no way I could eat all that ice cream. Like a child's cone was like 3 scoops. I was like, that's a child's cone? I only want child. I don't like half child. I don't want half. And then I took lots of pictures and I posted some of them on Twitter if you
Oh,
want to go
yeah,
check them out.
they're
And
so pretty.
yeah, and we stayed up late talking and we watched a couple of movies. We watched The Mule. That was so good. Have you seen that?
No, I
It's
have
with
not.
Clint Eastwood, and it's about this guy that he's like in his 80s, and he becomes a drug mule for a drug cartel.
Oh, yeah, I did want to see that. I remember when it
It's
was
good.
coming
It was
out.
really good. Yeah, and then we watched this other. It's called Hunt for the Wilder People, and it's a movie like set in New Zealand, and it's about a kid that he gets put into foster care and how he deals with being with this family, and it's really good. Hey, Christola. It's good to
Hey,
see you.
Christola.
Um, yes, he is. He's a very hot. He's 90 though. He is 90 years old. Clint Eastwood is he's 90 years
Wow, I
old.
didn't realize
His
he was
son is
almost
hot.
90.
Hey, quit talking about people I don't know. And so then we had a great time. My aunt made like strawberry shortcake, like pound cake. She just like whipped it up, made fresh like whipped cream. It was so yummy.
Wow.
And so we just had the best time. And I was going to church time, and I accidentally set my alarm clock for a different. I have one that's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for my iron pills, and I accidentally set it for that time, and so like I didn't get to go to them because I woke up like when they were leaving. I felt really bad about it, but I wanted to go, and then it was just nice. It was just me, my husband, and my daughter, and really relaxing. I needed it. We needed just like to get away. And then
Yeah.
next week we're going camping Thursday through Monday. So
Oh, nice.
I will be able to talk to you through
She keeps leaving me.
I know. You have an uncle in Portland? Well, Portland's like 5 hours from me, or 6 hours, something like that. Heck yeah, I'd go big on Clint Eastwood.
That's funny.
That's what my weekend was. And Megan, you woke up to a flood yesterday, right? Or
Yes,
today?
Baton Rouge had this like crazy amount of rain that happened Monday night. We got like 13 to 20 inches in such a short amount of time, and a good portion of South Baton Rouge flooded that has never flooded before ever. And it was very, very close to getting in my place, but luckily it didn't. But I have a lot
Right,
of
you had
family
like the
members
exit.
and
You sent a picture of it. Isn't it
yeah,
like one of the
family.
exits you take?
Yes, that like that are the closest interstate to me is I-10, and a good part of I-10 was completely flooded. They
That was
closed schools
crazy.
down. There was an apartment complex right down the road that the water went all the way up to the door of the second story
Oh
level.
wow.
Everybody lost their cars. A lot of people lost their
Oh, that's
homes.
so scary and so
It's
sad.
it's devastation around here right now. It's crazy. So my
Yeah.
husband's going to be very busy because that's what he does. He goes and does a lot of remodeling after storms and floods and things like that.
Yeah.
So he's about to be very busy. But anyway, it's been a nightmare, and we have more rain in the forecast. So we're hoping that it's not going to be as bad, but I don't know. So we have a lot of creeks and rivers around here, little small rivers, lakes, things like that, and they're all, going to crest and flood any day now too. So that's
Right.
not good. But anyway, so that's been my little nightmare lately. But hopefully it will get
That's
better
not
and
fun.
will dry up soon.
Well, just come here.
I know. I wish I could. So Lily only has one more week of school after this week, and then she's out for the summer.
So Hunter, my oldest, he is officially graduating at the end of this week. So yay,
Oh,
finally.
yay. That's right.
Finally got him done with school, and I'm
He
very
is going to
excited
be
about that.
finished. Yes. I'm so happy for him. And he's going to be doing like an internship or something like that this summer. Is that
Yeah, as
right?
far
Didn't you
as I
tell me?
know, he's doing one right now
Oh, he's
for
doing it now.
electrician.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to continue on, I'm sure, like in the summer.
Hopefully. Who knows?
Yeah. Right.
Kids are
That's
so
good.
wishy-washy.
Oh, I know. And he probably wants to also have fun this summer, like most kids want to do.
Yes. Yeah. We told him he needed to get a job because we were tired of paying his cell phone bill.
Yeah, my house is safe so far, Lisa. Thank God.
Yes. I'm so grateful that nothing happened to you guys.
Right, but I
I mean, it
did.
sucks that anybody else that know
Oh
has.
yeah, right. I did like I went and got a bunch of clothes that I was going to bring to like the Goodwill anyway, and brought them to a shelter where a lot of people are staying right now that were in that apartment complex that flooded because they lost everything. Like, I mean, and those people have
Right.
nothing. They didn't really have
Nothing.
rental insurance.
Yeah,
It
and
was
they
more
don't.
of like a low
Yeah,
income kind of place. So the
that
poor
sucks.
things lost everything. So I tried to get what I could to donate, to help
Awesome.
somebody at least.
Yeah, helping each way you can. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
but
You're doing your part.
I think some other places in town are going to try to like different apartment complexes are going to try to take in a few like different ones and give them a new place to live, which is really nice. So because there's no telling how long it's going to take for them to rebuild over there.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Just like here with um, with the fires that happen.
Yeah.
The buildings have been going crazy. They've been rebuilding things. Like right down the road for me, there's been 4 houses built in the last couple of months. So
Right. Yeah, I remember whenever you were having that was last year, right? You were having fires and
yeah,
we were having hurricanes like back to
and
back
that's
to
how we
back.
became friends. Yeah.
Yep, that's how we started talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's been best friends since.
yep, that's right.
Probably Christ conflict. I wouldn't be surprised if Ted Bundy drew. Although I was not even alive, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Oh, Ted Bundy. Ooh, that gave me the chills thinking about that. We're gonna do a true crime pretty soon, aren't we, Britt? We talked about that.
I think that Friday we're gonna do true crime. I know I've been sad about doing lives, and I really do feel bad about it. But
I know,
I
but
just
you
have
had to
had
get
no
better.
energy, and I've been
Yeah.
sick, and I finally am starting to feel a little better. I'm still really tired, and that's the iron. for me.
Right.
So one of these
I
days I'll
know.
be able to
You'll get
do
there.
better about it. But yeah, I think Friday
Yeah.
we're gonna do something. I don't know. I'm looking for something like some weird true crime.
Oh yeah, you'll find one that
I
sounds
know we
good.
haven't done one in a long time. No, I don't, and I want if you guys have any
Yeah, if y'all have
stop down.
suggestions,
If you have the suggestions, I'm willing to look into it.
send it
I
to
know I
her.
haven't done one
Yeah,
in forever, and I'm like, oh man, I need to do one. I think Brandy had said something to me too. Oh well, yeah,
that's
she is
true.
true crime.
She sure is.
KJ is true crime in her life for real. But so I'm trying to make these only like an hour long, so that if somebody wants to
Yeah,
rewatch it, they don't have to
it's
watch
not
it
as
hours
long.
and hours.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end it here. I thank you all for coming and chatting and
Yes.
supporting me and Meg. And Meg, thanks you for doing the majority of the stream today. It was awesome that you were able to do it.
Oh, thank you for letting me. I appreciate it. This means a lot to talk about this subject. So thank you for letting me do it.
Yeah, no, I think it was great. And I'm just thankful for all of the subscribers we have that can watch us. And hopefully you guys will all have a good day.
Yes.
And
Have
I'm
a
sure we'll
great
see you.
afternoon.
I'm sure we'll see you around.
Yes,
Bye.
definitely. Bye, everyone.